What's good, boys and girls? The Fins Up podcast on prelim day. The nerves are here. The energy is out. So much so that Dan and I had to go and get a haircut just to take an hour of time out of this day. It's we're looking fresh. We're looking great. But
too long.
Mate, I'm joined by the man himself, my handsome colleague, Mr. Dan Nichols. Now, we have gone live. Thank you to everyone who tunes in and joins us on the chat. But we're basically just here to talk about how we're feeling, what we're going through, comparing it to other prelims that we've been involved in. Dan looks like he's got something cooked up his sleeve here. Am I going to get hit with a surprise quiz this time? What's going on, Dan? How you doing?
Mate, I'm doing great. No surprise quiz today. To be honest, and thank you for everyone who's already joined in, and there's a few others that will come in a bit later. We'll put all the comments up and go through everything in a minute. This is more for us. This is the longest day in the history of the world. Like, I've just watched an absolute thriller in the NFL. I've gone and tried some shirts on. I've had some lunch, and it's still only 1:30. Are you kidding me? So we thought we got to get on here, and we got to just 45 minutes, mate. How are you feeling across there? Looking good, looking sharp. I love the shirt. I got a Black Sharks logo. You just can't see it.
All week long I've just been like, don't even care. It is what it is.
It's just footy.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. Just a game of footy, but it's not. Whilst it is just a game of footy, it's not just a game of footy, is it, Dan? It's the final game of the season. So, there's been a lot of nervous energy around here, and people at work have been distracting me. I've gone for a walk around Hyde Park. I didn't get the haircut today. I got it yesterday. I've gone out for lunch. It's one of them great things.
Going on. So I'm in Bondi, notorious Roosters area, and everyone on my floor today is up the Sharkies. I've had 2 emails from people that aren't even in today, just saying up the Sharks. I'm getting my emails are like, I've been busy because it's the Friday, and Friday mornings usually busy. Friday afternoons a ghost town, but everyone's just adding photos at the end and fins up, and even the guy at the Rooster store across the road was, go Sharkies tonight. And I bet that hurt to stay. I got a Dragons fan downstairs who came over and said, look, if it's not us, it needs to be you. And I think what he meant was anyone but the Storm or Penrith. But I will take that.
Yeah.
We'll start putting comments up in a minute. Haley, before I want to comment from you, I want to know exactly what you're thinking, please. So
yes, Haley, please let us know, because for anyone who doesn't know Haley, she is a notorious Storm fan, lives in Melbourne, breathes the Storm, but fell in love with Toby Rudolph and has now become a Sharks fan. And then obviously Dale Finucane and Hines came. So Haley has actually flown to Sydney multiple times to go to random Jets games and turn up to Shark Park when we're not even playing the Storm. So I want to know how she's feeling at the moment. I know it sounds a little bit like cliche and stupid that no matter what, one of her teams is going to get in the grand final, but let's hope it's our side of that and not the other side of that gets into the grand final.
Absolutely. Selfish.
Yeah, the most relaxed she's ever been in a prelim, knowing that either way she's got a team to barrack for next week. No, my office floor has got a mix. There's another lady here who goes for the Sharks, but she's in Vegas at the moment, so I've been messaging her on LinkedIn. The IT guy is a Bulldogs fan, so he's jumped on board us now. There's a couple of Roosters fans who don't really care. There's a girl in my department who goes for Manly, so she's jumped on our bandwagon because she's seen how passionate I am about them. Not really anyone from here is going to go from Melbourne. On the flip side, we have a big office down in Melbourne who have been trolling me deluxe today. So, they're out and about. They're amongst it. They're, sort of letting me know that, the town is very much behind the Storm for the next 6 hours before all the attention turns to Geelong.
Absolutely right. I just want to welcome in Michael S., our good mate Solvey, who is a Canberra fan, good friend of the show. Yep. Said if you bastards going to knock us out, you MF better go winning the whole thing. And I couldn't agree more, mate. We knocked the minor premiers out, the premiership favourites at one stage. Don't know if that's true or not. Yeah. It'd sure be a shame to win 2 finals and then get rissoled in Melbourne, wouldn't it?
Yeah, look, whilst I don't think it would be a shame, because obviously we've beaten the Roosters in our home ground, even though we were rank outsiders. We travelled down to Canberra as $3 outsiders and absolutely demolished them. To then have to go to Melbourne, and if we were to lose and be gallant, yeah, I don't know. It would kind of. I don't want to be like one of them fans that just goes, "Oh, I'm so proud of what we achieved," but like no one thought we were going to get past round 1. Then no one thought we were going to get past round 2, and now no one thinks we're going to get past round 3. And if we make the grand final, no one thinks we're going to win it. So, free hit.
Spot on it. His house money, as we said. Daniel said he's nervous as a motherfucker. Haley chimed in, said, "Good afternoon, friends. What a glorious day." It really is. Now, those who know us, which is presumably everyone, know Terry and I take football pretty seriously. It's not the be-all and end-all. I think our kids outrank footy just, and everything else is probably a little bit behind. This is a great day. Like last year, I can't explain the difference. Last year going into Prelim, I think it was a Saturday night against Penrith. You went out there. Mm-hmm. I had the kids. You like, do you want me to come get you and the kids? We'll buy tickets. And I was just, I don't want to pay $250 to watch us lose. My daughter just doesn't. Flat Chat doesn't care. Just didn't want to go through it because I didn't think we were a shot. Tonight feels different, which is why I'm really, really nervous. But today's just got a different feel about it. Look, we may go to Melbourne, we may get flogged, who knows? But going in, Cronulla said all the right things. Nico's been quiet, but they're going to put a mic in his face. He's got to say something. Ronnie's chirping. Excuse us. Adam Finnell-Blake's come out and said, "Look, I know I'm the guy. I know I'm the mark guy. They're going to come at me." That's a huge difference. Just feels different, Terry.
Yeah, it does. Like last year, we went down to Melbourne in round 1, got flogged, expected to beat the Cowboys, did that, and then it was you're on a hiding to nothing against Penrith. So you can take solace in the fact that we lost to both the teams that played in the grand final last year. This year, it does feel a little bit different. Like, make no mistake about it, this Melbourne Storm is a juggernaut. I think they've been in 13 prelims in 15 years or something like that. It's an insane record that they have. But I don't know. As I've been on a podcast with Shanazi, and we've spoken about, the Melbourne lineup compared to the Cronulla lineup, and we've got them in the forwards. They may have us in the backs. It's going to be a battle of Brayley versus Grant. What's Jerome Hughes' fitness like? The fact that he's had to use a simulator to get to make sure that the plates are going to hold well in his arm. Like, if he doesn't make 30 tackles tonight, we've done the wrong thing. It's just, you can tell now, like, the nervous energy is really coming across the more that you think about it. And we're still 6 hours and 11 minutes from kickoff, but who's counting? So, yeah.
Nathan says he's nervous as hell, but confident, wants the game to start already. Nathan, you down there, mate?
There's a lot of people down there now. We're trying to get the guys who have organised at the Pink Lemonade on here, but I don't think we'll be able to. It just looks like it's going to be a clash of timing and difference. They're not going to get there till 4:00. I plan on being on a train home at 4:00. So yeah, it's but there's loads of people. There's loads of people down there. Lynn went down this morning, which is great. She was on the same flight as a lot of the Shark staff members that have gone down there. So this is going to be massive.
Absolutely. It's just going to Scott, who says, "If we win tonight, I'll tell the boss, i.e. the wife, next week be teaching the kids at our English school, English South. I can't speak English.
In South Korea.
Cronulla. That's pretty.
Oh, we've got international. We've got someone from South Korea on here. This is brilliant.
Scotty's the best. Thanks, mate. So Haley said she's very relaxed for prelim. I can't say the same.
I don't get this next reference.
Me neither, but Mike must be much, much younger than us. Apologies. Look, we got AJ from the league scene who says, "Go the Sharks." This is the first time for us. Hey, now, you and I are working on something with our great mate AJ here. We won't reveal just yet because we just want to – I'm hoping we'll be too busy next week to press ahead, but if not, I'll bury myself in it. And AJ's played an integral part, so keep an eye out at the end of the year. But Terry and I like to talk about the future prospects of the club. We're going to put our money where our mouth is. Stay tuned for more. Solzy's dipped back in and said, let's be real, at the start of the year, signing AOB was meant to be the one to put us in firmly in the premiership window. I don't see it as house money. I see it as a real opportunity. Jerry, what do you think?
Look, the whole thing about signing Fanua Blake was to open a premiership window, and we thought that you would very slowly open that premiership window, and a little bit of recruitment and a little bit of new blood into the team would eventually get us into the grand final. But I think we've achieved step 1 and step 3 this year. We've got Addin Fanua Blake. We've opened up a premiership window. We've had to, by default, bring in junior talent. Jesse Colquhoun has had to, he stepped in and he's playing games. We've, seen Tom Hazelton come in. We've had to bring in Tuku. Billy Burns has come in. I know he's a bit of a journeyman, but he's still quite fresh. Sam Stone Street has played some games. We've debuted Chris Vaiella. So whilst we've done 1 and 3, we haven't done the recruitment that we, maybe that you'd need, but you're having a look at it thinking, well, we needed a middle forward, but Jesse Colquhoun's turned into an absolute beast. Do we need back row depth? Well, not really, because Billy Burns is keeping an international back rower on the bench. Our prop rotation is absolutely insane. No other team has a Sifa. Well, I say no other team has a Sifa Talakai, but Penrith have got Isaiah Papali'i playing that same role at the moment, which is pretty insane. So, I think, there's always areas that you can improve, and people are obviously going to be calling for Jesse Ramian and Sione Katoa, but on his day, Jesse Ramian is insane. He's just having a really bad year. But this, is it a free hit? Is it house money? Is it a genuine opportunity? I think it's all in one. It's a free hit at a genuine opportunity.
He's right. And look, Solzy was right. The Raiders are playing with house money. They massively overachieved to what we thought. One half of the podcast had them in the bottom 4 this year. I won't say which. We are playing good footy at the right time of year. I think the peak is, and I know all the stats are, Melbourne should beat us, but Cronulla have got a few of the outliers against Melbourne. I'm gonna be shattered if we lose tonight, 100%. I feel like they've set themselves up. But when we lost to the Dragons, I thought we'd be flat chat getting to the finals and winning a game. Like, I knew we'd get to the finals, but it was deserving finals. It's completely different. We've got in a few years and thought, whatever happens, happens. This one, I think the prelim was the kind of the minimum and the ceiling, if that sounds weird. Yeah. Like the Sharks fan in me says, we can win it all, of course. And then the Sharks fan in me says, we'll come third last because we suck. I think tonight if we win tonight, we got to win the premiership. Like, if we lose tonight, great season. Fanua Blake took us a step further. Hopefully we're more competitive in a prelim at very least. But if we win tonight, we have to win next weekend.
Well, I mean, you say if you win tonight, you have to win next weekend. If you win tonight and you come up against Penrith, you're either coming up against the team that's won the last 4 premierships in a row, or and you beat them, or they win 5 in a row. Like, if you come up against Penrith, there's literally no expectations. Brisbane's a different story. It's the battle of 1997. Brisbane have been in the grand final recently and lost. Obviously, the last time we were in a grand final, we won. So that's a little bit different. I wouldn't say that, it obviously a heartbreak if you go into a grand final and lose, but someone's going to lose a grand final every year. It's, I don't know.
Can I ask you a question, Terry?
Of course.
If you were guaranteed to win tonight, but you were guaranteed a loss next week, would you take it, or would you rather lose tonight? Because I'm seeing a lot of people saying they'd rather lose tonight than next week.
I would take it because you need that grand final experience. If you have a look at us as a whole, like if you have a look at that Melbourne team, a lot of them have played in grand finals. If you have a look at that Penrith team, nearly all of them have played in a grand final at some point in the last 5 years. If you have a look at Brisbane, there's a lot of players who are there from the 2023 grand final. And if you have a look at us, I think, Nico Hines has played in a grand final.
Technically.
And he didn't even get on the field. And is that it? Like, Addin Fanua Blake's never played in one?
No, and they're the only signings we had. Everyone else is grower.
We don't have... Billy Burns has not played in one. Hanlon Uwele hasn't played in one. Like, we don't have that experience. So we would need to get in that game and feel that loss, a la Brisbane, to potentially have the chance next year, yeah, I would take the loss. But if someone said to me right now, you will win tonight, but you will definitely lose next week, I would say thank you for saving me $300 on a ticket.
Yeah, 100%. That'd be nice. Look, you and I are watching the game tonight. There's a few others going to be there. Right now, I have no plans to go to the grand final. In 2016, I had no plans to go to the grand final, and I was there. So I think that adds it. Michael's come back in saying Bumblebee Tuners from Ace Ventura. Okay, it looks like we are in the same age range. I just forgotten that to be
well, here we are, and I haven't seen Ace Ventura, so
oh, how dare you? Nice in Sydney. Haley said hoping for a good tight game, both competitive and a blow. All right. 2 minutes to go. It's 18-all. Who do you hope kicks a field goal? Let's go back to Solzy. Lost to the Dragons on a wet day, and they beat both the Sharks and Raiders in horrific conditions. I genuinely thought that loss was going to derail our season. We were just getting back in, and all the things that we'd been blowing up about. It was like all the decisions were reversed. Looking back, it's ridiculous to suggest, but it's like they were like, we don't care about this game. And the Dragons celebrated like it was their grand final. So
and say this, like the way that loss compelled us to fifth, right? And lots of people going into it were like, oh, if we got fourth, we had 2 bites of the cherry. Well, if we went down to Canberra in week 1, we may not have had the opportunity like we did to take Canberra on in week 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it just plays the whole swings and roundabouts. Like being in fifth and being written off is way better than being in fourth and everyone going, well, you're going out straight sets.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're the worst top 4 team of all time, because now there's 2 top 4 teams that didn't even get through. So I like that loss to the Dragons. Yeah, it sucked, but we were already guaranteed to play finals football anyway. And despite the fact that it says, like being in the top 4 is better, that loss to the Dragons it really has no bearing on how we were, because those conditions were horrendous. I know we'd played the Cowboys the week before at home, but the Cowboys are shit.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Dragons are as well, but you have to understand wet conditions. They'd already beaten Canberra in terrible conditions. And this, as you said, this was their grand final. This is our grand final tonight. This is our grand final's grand final.
You're right. Michael said he'll shut up. Never, mate. Never, ever, ever. Have you seen this show? So please keep them coming. But you were talking.
You asked me the question, 18-all with 2 minutes to go. Who's taking the field goal?
I was asking Haley, but who would you like? Just you want Hughes or Nico to kick it? I want to see what allegiance is like. But yeah, 2 minutes to go, 18-all, Terry. Who do you want taking the field goal?
Braden Trindle.
Yeah, the form he's in, I can't argue with that. He kicked our last one, didn't he?
Yeah, he kicked the field goal against the Roosters, I think.
And then there was a garbage time field goal too, right?
I think that was against the Roosters.
I gotcha.
And he's just like the thing about Trindle, the difference between Trindle and Nico, right? Nico is like the much better player, we know this, but Nico thinks and overthinks everything he does on the field, whereas Trindle just gets the ball and he's like, fuck it, let's just see what happens. I'm going to smack the guts out of this ball. I'm going to put a bomb up. I'm going to throw a pass. I'm going to dummy and run. He doesn't really care. Like, and we've seen so many times, like against Manly, he threw an intercept against Manly. And he was like, right, that play is on. Now he went back down the same side again and he threw another intercept against Manly. But that doesn't stop him from trying what it is. So, and it's not going to knock his confidence. If he misses a field goal in the 5th minute, he's still going to have the confidence to take it in the 2nd minute. I will take he kicked a field goal against Melbourne at Shark Park. No, he didn't. We won that game 36-31. Didn't he? Was it?
No, I'm pretty sure it's
no, we won 31-26. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's right.
36-31.
Maybe Teague after last week's grubber. Well, absolutely.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm taking Trindle.
No, fair call. So I'm just reading through these. So there's a bit of talk about rain. Haley won't choose. Boo. So I'm just got the weather update now. Now it's 50% chance of rain up till 6 p.m. and then it's says 0, but I don't know how they can ever say 0.
Mm-hmm.
Might be wet, but it's not going to be terrible conditions by any stretch. We're talking a little bit of rain. I don't know what. It feels like it's 19 down there. It feels like 23, which says to me it should be 23. So at kickoff, it's going to be 16 degrees and pretty much the perfect conditions.
Mm-hmm.
There's no excuses.
Rain forecast, but the radar looks all right. It's been overcast but clear today. Yeah, look, the sunshine was here in Sydney. It was beautiful. I don't know, for those of you who can see behind me, you can see beautiful Centrepoint Tower right there. But there is a lot of cloud cover over here. It was very, very sunny up until about 12 o'clock, and now that's come in as well. So I wouldn't mind a little bit of rain, actually.
No, rain's good, but no storm, mate. We don't want the storm.
Yeah, we don't want the storm. Exactly right.
Now, there was a stat earlier. Now that AJ mentions they've had to readjust.
Of course, the stat man's here.
This guy knows everything. I don't even. If I'm sure it's 7, he says it's 8. It's always 8.
It's 8. Yeah.
There's a stat this year that Melbourne are, I think it's 7 from 8 or 8 from 9 with their full strength spine. They've only lost 1 game all year.
7 from 8.
7 from 8. Now, I guess you know who it was.
They lost to Cronulla at Shark Park. Yeah.
At Shark Park. Now, Melbourne, being in Melbourne changes everything. I think tonight, if the game's in Sydney, I think Cronulla win. I just feel like at home.
And I'll say this without any hesitation. If this game's in Sydney, Cronulla win and win well.
But Melbourne at home are a different beast. And we've shown, in big games especially, our record, like 97% of teams, is terrible down there.
Well, we're 7 from 27 historically. And if we lose today, we will be 25%. So that's a 1 in 4 chance that we have any time that we go down to Melbourne, and it's quite poor. But this is obviously the one that you want to win.
Absolutely, it is. Now, we talked earlier about, or you mentioned quickly,
I got a question for you. You're offered the win tonight in Melbourne, but you don't win in Melbourne in the regular season for the next 6 years. You taking it?
Take it. Fuck it.
Oh, yeah.
Grand finals worth double. You don't get there often. Now, I want to say, last year, I rated us no chance, and I'll get your thoughts in a second. In Melbourne, in whenever that 2018 was it, I felt like we were dusted. I felt we were no chance. 2016 at home, the Cowboys coming off that loss, I thought we were morals. The last one I can remember, and it might be, was getting smashed by Melbourne here, 30-0 or whatever it was. Up until Brett Seymour's knee exploded when they were playing touch football, I thought we were going to win that game. We lost 30-0. So I think
do you know what the incredible thing is about that Brett Seymour story as well? Is that they were playing touch football down in Kiama and he trod on a soccer ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the irony about that. Yeah, look, last year going into the game, going in against Penrith, I was 99% sure that we were going to lose. And then it was 10-2 and Sione Katoa scored and we had all the running, and I think it was Toby Rudolph got put through a gap and dropped the ball. And Penrith scored three tackles later because we just couldn't reset our defensive line. And that was it. It was game over, and they went on and beat us quite convincingly. But this year the Sharks just seem a different beast. And we've had a few criticisms of the past where it doesn't look like they can wrestle momentum back against teams, and they have. And so if we go down 6-0 early against Melbourne, you kind of feel that Cronulla will be able to get themselves back in the game. But if it becomes 12-0 and 14-0, that's when you're shoveling shit uphill in a barrel again. So you're pushing shit in a barrel uphill against Melbourne. So, we need to start well. We need to have that same intensity and concentration that we had against the Bulldogs. And that completion rate against the Bulldogs in this game, if we're to give ourselves any chance tonight. We're attacking so well. We are attacking so well with the ball. Like anytime we're in the red zone, you kind of feel like we create opportunities. We don't always score them, but we create them. But my God, like this is going to be a battle.
What is the danger score for you? Is it 12, 14?
Yeah, I mean, anytime the Storm get 2 tries in front of teams, it's pretty hard to reel them back in.
I feel like 12 is 100% the danger score. My worry is that Melbourne will just come and blow us off the park, as we've seen a few times down there, including last year's semi-final. If Cronulla score first or it's 6-6 at any stage, game is on. Like, game is on.
If the game is close when the teams go to their interchange bench, I think Cronulla are right in for a chance to win this. But if it's if we go to the interchange bench at like 18-0 down, well, you just got to hope that you stem the bleeding.
Now, what are your thoughts about Jerome Hughes? So MT said, I'd assume first 10 minutes we send all our forwards at Hughes' bad arm. I agree with that, but I don't want to see us move away from what's been working. Do you think? Look, I think Hughes will play. You and I both thought it was a smokescreen, but when they dropped Peasant, we're like,
they've dropped Peasant and they've dropped Garlic, which they have no utilities now. So Tyron Wishart's going to start on the bench. I mean, there's a part of me that thought, do they start Tyron Wishart and bring Jerome Hughes into the game after the softening up period? But you have a look, as you say, you have a look at Cronulla's bench. There's no softening up period. That forward pack goes for 80 minutes now.
Yeah, it does. I'd prefer Hughes not be there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm selfish, and so I don't want one of the best players in the game. If Cam Munster's late withdrawal, I'll do the Drake meme. Damn it, rats. But inside, you're like, woo. In saying that, there's no way he's at 100%. Like, it's just physically impossible. There's not a doctor in the world who would say he's close to 100%.
Yeah.
I'll just have to let him know they're there. Now, I don't want us to target him. In the first set, I do. I want us to go at him 4 times and be like, brother, you signed up for this. This is your night. Then I want us to play our normal game. I get it. Yeah. But I just don't want to I don't want to see the ball go right and then them come across and go back at Hughes. So I think you'll see it early.
All right. I will say this. If Adam Fanua-Blake gets a hold of Jerome Hughes, I hope all of his body weight goes on that arm.
Yeah.
And I hope when he goes to stand up, he puts 2 hands on that arm and just pushes himself up. I don't want us to go out of our way.
No, that's what Mike is.
I got a question for you. Yep. So Sean Bloor has started all year for the Melbourne Storm. Now, I know he's been injured and sick lately, but do you think that him on the bench with Tui Kamakamika and Alec McDonald is a ploy for their bench to match our bench, knowing that we're going to run 4 rampaging forwards at them off the bench?
I do, but Alec McDonald doesn't worry me.
Oh, Alec McDonald has been in great form the last couple of weeks, though.
Yeah, I don't think he's a bad player by any stretch. I just feel like our bench is better. Tui worries me, and he's been in terrible form. Like, he's having a horrible year. I don't think they're going to re-sign him. But he's a big dude who muscles up and just bashes people. Mm-hmm. Nelson hasn't been in great form the last few years, but he's made an absolute killing, literally.
And he's not playing, though.
Which is great, but they're the kind of blokes that I don't like. Even you and I talked about during the week. We slaughtered Manly a couple of years ago. Fanua-Blake still scored 2 tries and ran for 250 metres and was their best player. We just can't.
He was probably the best player on the park.
We just can't handle the real big, aggressive dudes. He worries me, yeah. Look, Bloor's a fantastic player. He's another one who just needed to leave the Tigers. He and Stefano both proven that. Mm-hmm. But I don't – yeah, I feel like they're going to try and match our forwards, but I don't think they got a Talakai. Yeah, I don't think they got a Talakai.
No one has a Talakai, right? Apart from Penrith. We've already established that. No one has a Talakai apart from Penrith. But, yeah, look, I'm looking at the team now. Like, go through – Pappenhausen hasn't been in the best form, but, on his day, he's better than Will Kennedy. Warbrick and Katoa, yeah, they probably cancel each other out.
Isn't it Coates and Katoa?
Yeah, but I'm going the number 2.
Yes, sorry,
I'm doing it in number order. I mean, if you go Coates versus Katoa, then it's Katoa. It's Coates. And if you go Warbrick versus Ronaldo, it's Ronaldo. You have a look at the centres. Iro is better than Meaney. Ramian and Howarth, yeah, fight your mum over who you want. Munster's better than Trindle. I'd say Hines this year has been in better form than Hughes, mainly because Hughes can't stay fit. Go into the forward pack, Stefano and Fanua-Blake. I'm taking Fanua-Blake. Grant and Brayley, the gap's closed. Josh King and Rudolph, who are you taking? I'm probably taking Rudolph.
On form, yeah. I got a soft spot for King, but for the point of this, yeah, Toby.
Then then let's go. Who's Eli Katoa's matched up on Teague Wilt? You'd have to give Katoa that battle.
It's always Katoa, yeah.
Billy Burns is up against Lasardi. Look, Lasardi's a rookie. Burns is in good form. Colhoun and Liero. I think Liero's been the second best lock in the competition this year. So that's, and then our bench just murders the Storm bench. Murders them.
And Haley said that. She said that the Starks bench clears the Storm bench. Dan here made a good point. He said he's worried about Sioni's wing. He's been fairly good. Now, against Daniel Tupou, he was flawless. Mm-hmm. Last week, he was really, really good too. Coates is 100% a different beast altogether. Anytime they're having any stress, they just keep to Katoa. So,
there is so Daniel Tupou is taller than Xavier Coates, right? And so Tupou gets away with, not having the best vertical leap, but he's tall, he's strong, he has big, powerful legs, and he has a great reach. Whereas Xavier Coates, although only a little bit shorter than Daniel Tupou, is very athletic and has an incredible vertical leap. So if they're gonna put a bomb up to Sione Katoa early, Jesse Ramian needs to be in position to not give a penalty away, and ensure that 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 it's a tough night for Xavier Coates, because we can't just allow them to bomb him off the park. I mean, if they go there one time and get a result from it, we need to switch.
Yeah, I agree. It killed us earlier in the year. They almost came back and won on the back of kicking it to Coates over Dan Atkinson. Then when we switched, he was taken out of the game. Not that Warbrick can't leap. He's another genetic freak. He's
but in saying that, if you were to say to me that we're going to start the game with Ronaldo on Coates and Warbrick on Katoa, you would have to back KL Iro to be quick enough and smart enough to create that protection around Katoa on Warbrick. Whereas, if you just want to put Coates in a battle with Ronaldo, whether or not Ronaldo catches the ball, he's going to make life difficult for him.
I have a theory that the first ball that goes up over there, I think Ramian's just going to clatter him.
They're saying now that if it's deliberate and intentional, they're going to put him in the bin.
Yeah, see, I don't buy that.
I don't believe they will. Yeah,
they're not going to start that in a prelim. That's a 6 weeks ago thing, and then you'd be warned tonight. Put it this way: if they do put someone in the bin over that, there will be a revolt, and I'll be leading it on zero tackle. I'll tell you now. But
especially if it goes against us,
big time. And I think even if it helps us, I don't want to see that. I take it, but I want to win. Now Garci's down in Melbourne. He's excited, nervous. He's walking along in the casino now and reliving memories. That Melbourne is pretty special.
What memories are you reliving? Like us getting smashed or what?
I think he means good memories, not memories in the Storm in Melbourne. But I've had some good times in Melbourne. Had some bad times in Melbourne too, because it's Melbourne. Last time we were down there, mate, was really, really good. Mm-hmm. Somebody chose to have a sleep rather than get up and go for a walk. But I won't hold that against you. I mean him.
Fair
Melbourne's
enough.
a nice place, mate. I'm a little bit envious of people that are down there. Obviously, I'd rather be going to the game than not, but we got our own plans. But
Haley also points out that Klein is refereeing and Butler's in the bunker, so we got the worst of both worlds tonight.
Look, we did. I think Butler's doing both games out. See, look, there you go. F1 memories and never been there for an NRL game. You've been down there for a couple of Storm games, yeah?
I have. I've been down there. We lost on the buzzer in 2012. We got flogged in 2013. I'm trying to think of when else I've been down there. 2013 was a mad trip though, because we were down there with Phil and Phyllis, and there was just heaps of mates down there. And I remember we were sitting for dinner, and Ramez, Adam Snowden, Dave walk in, and then this fucking lunatic named Ash just walks into the middle of the restaurant, and he's like, "Oi, Phil, you mad fucking C word!" In the middle of this. Phil and Phyllis have just bought $1,000 bottle of wine to drink at the table, and that's what you're doing there, So it was a real fun night. I've been down to Melbourne a couple of times. I was just trying to think of the games that I've been to, but
was that the old stadium or the new one?
What's that?
You been to the new stadium?
I have been to Amy Park, so I'm just trying to figure out what game it was at.
The Sydney FC game?
No, I'd never go down there for that. It was it must have been 2018.
We were down there years and years and years ago. I can't even remember exactly when, but it was at the old stadium. And I'd been and watched Geelong play Hawthorn before, and Jimmy Bartell kicked a behind after the siren to win it, like 111, 110 or something. And we went in after, and we were, the adrenaline's pumping, and I was down there with a mate, Tim, and we'd had about 10 beers because the game was insane. I don't really like AFL, but being there's a completely different kettle of fish. We went in, and the Sharks got pumped. And we were sitting there, and suddenly this sausage roll was thrown into the Sharks' bait. And we gone and got security. And security went over to the bloke that we said, that guy threw a sausage roll, and he comes across and goes, yeah, well, he said he didn't. And that is my memory of that shithole, Melbourne. It was so bad. Like, it was a great night. And we went back to Geelong and got shit-faced after and stuff. But their fans down there were rabid. I know there was about 100, 120 of us, and we were making plenty of noise. But, yeah, I don't have great memories down there, which is why I'm not travelling, full disclosure.
Yeah, I've got different memories of like different trips down to Melbourne as well. I think it was 2018. I went down there. It was the Josh Dugan game where Dugan ran out of dummy half and scored, and we won 17-14. I think that's the game that I was at down there. Either way, I have been to a game at Amy Park, and it's not a very, very nice. Well, it's a nice stadium, but there's not a lot of nice memories down there for the Sharks. Let's put it that way.
No, Garth said there's a few Sharks down there. Lynn also mentioned too that on her flight, everyone was go the Sharks. Obviously, stacked head to toe in merch. There's, I think Luch is running. Your mate also running something at the Pink Lemonade.
Yeah, Luch and Lockie are running the Pink Lemonade. So if anyone can get down there, get down there. Now, what they've said is that with all the Sharks mermaids are going to be there, and some of the Sharks staff are going to be there, and they're only allowing 400 people in the pub. So as early as you can get there, I know the event says it starts at 4:00, but as early as you can get there, because come 4:00, they're probably going to close the doors.
That's pretty cool.
That's fucking massive. Like that is massive.
Mates going down there too. It's gonna be big. Like we saw yourself went to Canberra last week. Yeah. And there are a lot of Sharks fans there. I dare say they'll be double. Now, Melbourne, as Haley said, they're getting so
2013, sorry, just to come back in there, 2013 was at Amy Park. And that was one of the games I've been to. But I've been to two down there at Amy Park. So
no, you got you. So they're down there already at Pink Lemonade. 6% chance to win. I love the way you think, Dan. There's going to be a lot of Melbourne fans out, and obviously it's their home game. They've sold out a couple of games, so it's not like they're overly bandwagon. We got a couple of people down there, Haley and a few others. Names escape me right now because I hate everyone. But Sally will be there and a couple of others, and the makers of our bracelets and stuff.
Yes, of course.
Sorry.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they're all going to be down there as well. I wish them nothing but misery.
Yeah, I was going to say, look, I love these people, but fuck them.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Ghastly says he's seen his 6th Melbourne fan down there today. Beautiful.
Well, they're not at work. They're so...
do you know what the worst thing is about my office at the moment is our colours are purple. So the office is like, I want to fight every chair in my office floor.
Mine are black and white. This isn't my work shirt, full disclosure. I just changed for the purpose of it.
No, my boss also said to me today, he was like, don't come to work in any Sharks merchandise. And I was like, fuck you.
Hey, what are you going to do? Imagine, what's that old quote? Anyone that fires you for not coming today's a bum. Anyone that fires you for wearing Sharks uniform today's a bum.
Yeah. There's a lot of like Manly fans and stuff down there. So... our head office is made up of
fans on the train this morning coming out of the Shire, but I haven't seen too many. Peter's put in the old Shark Attack song. Do you know where I can
find it? Is that the old Shark Attack song?
It was Here Come the Sharks, Shark Attack. That one was rubbish, but it sounded like Pat Benatar. It used to be on an old forum. I think it's Sharks Forever, mate. If you go in there and go to it, the old WAV file, whatever they got, I'm showing my age, is there. It should be there. That is an absolute ripper, though. We need to bring that back.
Yeah, Daniel Fitzy is asking, how do we feel about the ref? The best way to feel about a referee is not give the referee a chance to fuck you over.
I'm not I'm not. Look, he's going to ref like an Origin game tonight.
Yeah, and here's the thing about Ashley Klein. I actually don't mind him as a referee, and I know I'll sit alone on a table with just myself and Ashley Klein. But he is the best referee in the game, and there's like that's just showing how shit the rest of the referees are. But there is not many games where I've turned around and gone, yeah, that team only lost because of Ashley Klein's interference in the game. Ashley Klein even says in his interviews that he has that he doesn't want to be seen in the games, but sometimes he just has no choice. Don't give him a choice to make him involved in the game when we don't have the ball. Make him involved in the game when we have the ball.
There's going to be some high shots early. Like, it's just as is what it is. It'd be interesting to see what lets go, what gets let go, rather. Marky Mark 5 said, New Year, new memories, gents. Boys will strangle the life out of the Storm. That's how I feel tonight has to go. I don't think we can outplay Melbourne, but I definitely think we can outbash them up the middle. As we saw in round whatever it was, that was a bit more of a shootout than I think tonight will be. But I think if Cronulla win, I don't think it'll be 40-30. I think it'll be more the 2018 type of scoreline.
Toby to Pascal if the Sharks win. I'll fucking Pash Dan if the Sharks win.
Look, it's gonna happen. So get ready.
Yeah,
but, we got a bit of a crew building tonight. I hear.
Anyone who wants to come to my house for a kiss if we win it full time, I'll DM me. I'll give you my address, and I'll just stand out front and hand out free passes. Like,
let's do it. Just stand. Ladies, whatever. Gents, who cares? Whatever.
Clothing optional. You tell me what you want. I'll do it.
Completely fair. Yeah, there's not a lot I wouldn't do for a win tonight, Terry. I'm not gonna lie.
No. Yeah. There's absolutely not a lot that I would not do for a win either.
Look, I hope Mark's wrong. I don't want to see Pappenhausen get injured. But if he does have a shocker, so be it.
Yeah. Look, I am just about to go into a work call now. Just let everyone know that I am nervous as hell. Terry, I'll be on the first flight out of Korea for that. Scott, I'll pick you up at the airport and kiss you, mate. I don't care. That is correct. I am out of here. I will see you tonight. Up the Sharks.
Good luck, everyone. Haley says, may the best team win. Just check online tonight. We'll see. We may or may not be here after the game.
Yeah.
Depends on the result. But Dan, the team are not nervous. We're obviously, Mark, it's all good, mate. We're just playing along. I think we're more nervous than the players, and that's the way it should be. But with that said,
up the Sharks.
Oh, yeah.